Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on inside to another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I am your host, Processor Sky, here with another Strain Review Tuesday here on the Terpene Tuesday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. So fucking excited to burn up some of this great pie by GLP. I have this unbelievable nug. Major shout out to the queen herself, Tina Ullman, for hooking your boy up with this amazing nug of some unbelievably happy and healthy GLP flour. We got grape pie on deck today, and I am super excited to redeem myself for the last strain review. I just felt like it was a little bit ticky-tacky for the professionalism of this show. Got to keep it a little bit shorter and sweeter for you guys. Gonna find a way to have a uniform strain review here on the Weekday Wake and Bake whenever we decide to do a Terpene Tuesday strain review, and I'm so excited to get on into that. But before I get on into it today, it may actually be a longer episode than a normal strain review today, because this is the first and only time that I'm going to break down the RSRS. I will have everybody refer to this video. Maybe I'll do a refresher in like a year or so on the RSRS, the Rolling Spoon Rating Scale. It is the definitive scale out of 100 that takes the... It is still very opinionated, but it is super accurate and takes a lot of variables into account whenever judging flour. So super excited to dive on into the RSRS this morning, as well as a quick strain review of this unbelievable GLP premium indoor flour. And so excited to burn up with you guys, Roll Gang. I'm going to get on into the RSRS overview really quick before we dive into the strain. So, whenever we do a strain review here on Terpene Tuesday, here on the Weekday Wake and Bake, we are going to be using the RSRS, the Rolling Spoon Rating Scale, to give each flour a uniform and unbiased rating that out of 100, so that we can determine how good or average a flour it may or may not be. You know, we judged the Medicine famous Chloe last week, and it scored a whopping 95 out of 100. I'll be really curious to see how many strains can reach that high of a grade. So the first step in doing a strain review is to examine the packaging. Although the packaging has zero effect on the score. 0% of the score goes to packaging. We only care about what lies within the packaging. The next step, how I'd like to structure the Wake and Bake strain reviews, is the pre-smoke judgment accuse 20%. 20% of the rating comes from the official pre-smoke judgment. So meaning before we actually get to smoke the herb, we get to make 20% of the score right then and there. You know, I think that's the perfect amount, because it really doesn't matter that much. We all love bag appeal and odor, and all that goes into the pre-smoke judgment. What really matters is the smoke. You know, how does it feel? How does it make you feel? How does it taste? So it's 80% dominant on the smoke. There is a 20% section that we will tally up before we even break down the herb, based on the bag appeal, smell, whatnot. So then we're going to grind it up, roll up some uniform joints, and share our live thoughts. And then the rest of the score out of 100 comes from the post-smoke judgment and the definitive judgments section. So the post-smoke judgment is ratings on flavor, ash color, and throat hit out of 5. Each of those categories get a rating out of 5. Actually, the pre-smoke judgment gets a rating out of 5 as well. 5 points is worth 20 in the rating scale. 4 is worth 15. 3 is worth 10. 2 is worth 5. And then 1 is worth none. So for step 8, the definitive judgments, basically that goes into all of the factors that we couldn't control, such as burn time, present cannabinoids, tested THC percentage, and so on and so forth. The stuff that we really, it's not really opinionated, so we have to rate it based on the multiplicity of the terpenes or the excessive burn time, you know, because all flower burns different. And then basically we're going to hit another ad read, tally up the score, and that will be a Weekday Wake and Bake strain review, Roll Gang. I know it's kind of crazy. The RSRS, Rolling Spoon Rating Scale, one of the most official flower rating scales. I made it up myself to try to encompass all of the different factors that go into a great joint. You know, burnt time, flavor, ash color, which is like cleanliness of the wash of the grow process and the cure, and also the throat hit. You know, how hard does it hit? So really excited to get on into this strain review of GLP's grape pie. I was gonna say grape cookies, but yeah, grape ape crossed with cherry pie. So excited to get on into this one. Let's see what we got going. So before we get on into it, we have to do the pre-smoke judgment. So this is the part where we get to smell and look at the nug and then give it a rating out of 5 before we get smoking. And Roll Gang, I mean, I don't know how I could rate this thing any other than a 5. Like, it is absolutely stunning nug. Major shout out Tina Ullman for hooking me up with it. This is clearly a top nug. It is just gorgeous. GLP making some unbelievable flower on a regular. Guys, the pre-smoke judgment is a 5 out of 5. Unbelievable nose. It has that nug structure that it's like twisting up the stem. You know, the unbelievable skinny stem. Look at that. Barely any stem. And just a really, really satisfying looking nug, for real. Beautiful, beautiful flower. So excited to smoke it though. So basically I scored 5 out of 10 on the pre-smoke judgment, which secures at least 20 points on the scale for GLP's grape pie. So I'm going to roll basically the same exact joint every single time we do a strain review. Guys, I basically roll the same joint. If you haven't noticed, I roll the same joint every time I come on here. I like to have a uniform smoke, roll a dime every time, and I don't think I'd be able to roll a uniform joint that's uniform enough to properly judge the strains if it weren't for my Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, official sponsor of the show every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time. I hope everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch have your Rolling Spoon out and are getting ready for your wake and bake, because I sure am. While I get on into the shout-outs for the sponsors of the show this morning, why don't you guys tell me what you're smoking on? Let me know what strain is going on the comments on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I would love to be able to go and check out what you guys are smoking on while I am reviewing this unbelievable grape pie. See if this is the right strain for us to select later on, but maybe you guys have a strain for me to try and review. So let me know in the comments on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys are all the shit. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, live every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time with your free dose of cannabis content for the day so that we can all wake and bake together and get on with our days nice and hazy. Nice and medicated. I'm so excited to get medicated off of this purple pie, this great grape pie. Man, I'm horrible with this strain name, Roll Gang. I'm sorry about that, but yo, this looks and smells like an absolute treat. I am so excited to smoke this. I can't even tell you, it smells like purple punch. That's why I keep calling it purple. It smells exactly like purple punch. Shout out GLP for making it happen. Use my rolling spoon to poke it down. By the way, Roll Gang, this episode, as always, is proudly brought to you by WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college in the world, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are trying to learn about this amazing plant, how to grow it, or how to sell it, WWnB University is an absolute no-brainer. Claim your stake in this unbelievable industry and learn about this incredibly magical plant. Use promo code ROLLINGSPOON, one word, Rolling Spoon, for 10% off your WWnB University tuition. And go claim your stake in this budding, amazing industry. So, without further ado, let's light this baby on fire and get on into this strain review. This is a joint of the Grape Pie by GLP, up for review this morning on today's strain review episode of Terpene Tuesday, the Weekday Wake and Bake. Let's get the processor nice and baked. What do you say? Oh wow. Oh wow, Roll Gang. Goodness gracious. That's delicious. Holy shit. Look at that. That is pure white ash color. This is what you want. This is about to get a 5 out of 5 on ash color. Completely white. I can't even believe it. It's so rare that a strain gets a 5 out of 5 on ash color, but man, oh shit. Grape pie. This is some clean smoke. Man. So, let's get on into these smoke judgments. So first and foremost is the flavor. You know, this is determined by a lot of things. Let's read off the stats. So this grape pie comes in at 27% THC with 10 milligrams per gram of CBG as well. CBGA. So as soon as we burn it, it turns into CBG, adding a whole nother cannabinoid for amazing effects. That's about 10% CBG right there. We got 8 milligrams per gram of limonene. We got 2 milligrams per gram of pinene and 2 milligrams per gram of your processor's favorite terp, awesomine. So let's see if we can taste those. Based on the terp profile, this seems like it would be a great strain for a wake and bake, you know? Got the limonene to boost creativity and give you clean, non-jittery energy. You got the pinene to give you a little bit of that brain zip, you know? Pinene's a lot like super piney, uplifting, makes your blood flow nice and smooth. And 2 milligrams of awesomine, just giving that fresh, minty flavor. You know, to be honest though, Roll Gang, I'm not really tasting the Awesomine. You can tell off the flavor that it's extremely dominant in limonene. Very, not necessarily citrusy, but cool lime, maybe. A cool lime flavor. I'm not getting too much grape, that's for sure. You know, I will say it's an incredible throat hit. The ash color is uber impressive, but the flavor is leaving a little bit to be desired. So rating the flavor, this one on the tongue, so a 5 out of 5 is creme de la creme. You gotta taste like Chloe did last week, and honestly, that tasted a little bit better than this. Number 4 is delish. Number 3 is good taste. Number 2 is meh. Number 1 would be chemically. You know, we don't want a 1. 5 is best, 1 is worst. So it definitely doesn't taste chemically at all. Super clean. It's definitely better than meh. It's somewhere in the good taste range, you know? It's not delicious tasting. Like, it's not a smack odor to the face. Not really an unbelievably overpowering cannabis cushy aroma or flavor. I'd say for cannabis, almost flavorless, which can be a really good thing, you know, really clean smoke, unbelievable to have such a clean and just unbelievably smooth smoke throat rip, you know, but the flavor does leave something to be desired. I'm going to give it a good taste on the flavor rail scale, a 3 out of 5. But the ash color, the next rating here, I mean, absolutely unbelievable, Roll Gang. It's completely white. Let me show you guys once I get it lit here again. It's actually unbelievable. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see how white the ash is? Like, it's almost too clean. I don't even know. It's a 5 out of 5. Super rare for a strain to get a 5 out of 5 on the ash color. It's completely white. It's as white as I've seen ash get, which means that whenever they were doing the nutrient wash at the end of the flowering cycle, when they were completely using just fresh water, trying to clean the nutrients out of the system of the soil, they really did a good job of that, as well as the cure, clearly. Curing has a clean and natural cure, well-timed, is important for a clean smoke like this. So 5 out of 5 on the ash color rating. The throat hit is also 5 out of 5. Honestly, 5 out of 5 says face squinching. When I take a rip of this, it just smacks. It's not necessarily making me cough. It makes me feel like I need to. The throat hit is definitely strong as fuck. But so smooth and clean that it's just kind of overpowering the need to cough. Maybe it's the CBG taking effect. A little bit of the CBG. So a 5 out of 5 on throat hit and ash color, a 3 out of 5 on flavor, and a 5 out of 5 on the pre-smoke judgments. The last part that we have to go over here is this definitive judgment section, which is where we go over the length of the burn time, as well as the tested THC percentage, the terpenes, and if they came out accurately in the flavor, you know. So the definitive judgments, I am very satisfied with the burn time for sure. The THC percentage, love it. I love that there's also 10% CBG in this smoke. It's not very common to find other awesome cannabinoids in your flower nowadays. We're really trying to breed only to THC, which your processor doesn't like at all. I love to have multiple cannabinoids in my smoke. But CBG, awesome, you know. Honestly, that's going to make it very high on the rating. Out of 20, so basically the score is out of 20, and we have to pick anything in between, basically. Satisfied with the burn time, satisfied with the THC percentage, super satisfied with the CBG content, but I love to see Awesomine on the card. I'm not really flavoring it as much. It does have a little cooling sensation with the limonene, super high in limonene. You know, if you can tell anything, there is a subtle but delicious tint of limonene in the smoke for sure. Great for boosting creativity or breaking writer's block, if you will. Been very lucidly thinking this episode. I've been really enjoying the high. The only hit I can give it is the lack of flavor for Awesomine. So therefore, out of 20, I'm going to give it a 19. You know, the CBG carrying the team, limonene super flavorful, satisfied with the burn time, a little lack of Awesomine flavor, but honestly a 19 out of 20. So next up is to tally the scoring. They say to don't do live math, but I'm going to try it here with you guys. But before I get on into the final score out of 100 for this great pie by GLP, major shout out to the sponsors of the show, Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping me to roll the same perfect dime every time here on the show with you guys. I wouldn't be able to judge these strains if I wasn't rolling the same joint every time. You know, you have to have uniformity in the roll if you're going to have uniformity in the smoke and a fair judgment. So I want to make sure I'm bringing you guys the most fair and uniform judgment for these strains, and I would not be able to do it without my handy dandy Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping you to roll a dime every time. And the multi-tool help. It even helps you educate yourself on this unbelievable plant and industry. Use promo code Rolling Spoon to get 10% scholarship tuition for Oaksterdam University, the Harvard of cannabis schools, first cannabis college in the world. Roll Gang, if you're trying to learn about the industry, there's no better place to go than Oaksterdam University, the predominant cannabis college. Oaksterdam University is where you go to get your cannabis industry education. Claim your stake in this budding industry, Roll Gang. It's time. It's not too late. The timing is now. It's perfect. You can go take in-person school in Oakland, California, amazing campus, or take online courses. Either way, promo code Rolling Spoon, save you a couple $100. Love you, Roll Gang. Shout out to the sponsors of the show, making it happen. Appreciate you guys. So the final score out of 100. So the pre-smoke judgment, 5 out of 5, is 20 points. The white ash color, 5 out of 5, we're up to 40 points, another 20. The face squinching, beautiful throat rip. Oh, such a medicated feel. You know, that satisfying hit whenever you smoke some clean weed. 5 out of 5. We're up to 60 points. So the flavor left a little bit to be desired. The 3 out of 5 adds 10 points. We're up to 70. And in the definitive judgments, we gave it a 19 out of 20. 70 plus 19 equals a final score of 89. An absolute A. Anything over an 85 in this rating scale is considered elite, Roll Gang. I'm telling you, GLP does this shit. An 89 is an extremely high score. I guess we're going to have to come on here with some stuff that we can be a little bit more realistic with. But I've been smoking some fire. You know, I had that Chloe by Medizin, the highest scorer on the show. Definitely a little bit better than the grape pie, but that's just my opinion. It was my personal opinion for my smoke. Loved Chloe by Medicine on the last show, but Grape Pie by GLP coming in at a whopping 89. Thank you so much for Tina Ullman dropping off this super sexy nug of this Grape Pie to smoke on the show this morning. And absolutely love burning it with the Roll Gang. Every weekday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time. You know exactly where to find your Processor Sky with another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I love you guys, Roll Gang. I will see you tomorrow for midweek mailbag episode of the show. Just kind of getting back into the swing of things here, coming back from my tour of California and then Arizona for Oakland's reopening, Oaksterdam University, and then securing the national championship with the boys on Sunday. But absolutely love this super medicinal strain review. Shout out GLP, yo. 89 is so high in the RSRS. This isn't like high school where 90 up is like A. 85 is elite. 80 is definitely an A. 75 is, we're talking B plus range. And 89 is whopping. Just gives you such respect for Chloe with a 95. It'll be tough to see if anything can break Chloe's record of 95 on the strain review show. But coming on Tuesdays, whenever there's no guest, we're going to do a strain review. So super excited to dive on into them every Tuesday with the RSRS, the Rolling Spoon Rating Scale, for your Processor Sky and the amazing GLP Grape Pie from the great Tina Ullman. Love you guys, Roll Gang. Have a great Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Love you.